killing my mom and my sister.
Betrayal is painful. It reminds us that trust should be earned and never taken for granted. A mistake is an accident, but cheating and lying are not only mistakes, but they are intentional choices. They would definitely leave a loving heart trauma towards the individual experiencing it. And this must have been the exact thing that happened which led to this gruesome crime. On an intervening night of February 10th, 2023, Nikki Yardif, the 23-year-old Dolly woman who was strangled to death by her husband with a charging cable and stuffed in her fridge. He planned to dispose it on the same day after she confronted him over his marriage to another woman, which also led to a huge confrontation that lasted for over 2 hours. It was reported that the man, 24-year-old Sahal Jalat, had murdered her on the same day of his wedding with the other woman, which he had secretly hidden from Yardif. Sources said Sahal, a pharma graduate, and Nikki got married in October 2020 at the Arya Samaj temple in Uttar Pradesh's Noida. Sahal's family was reportedly unhappy with the marriage and wanted to find a suitable wife for him. Sahal's family fixed his marriage with another woman in December 2022, and Nikki was kept in the dark about it. Officials later found out that Sahal's family and friends were involved in the murder and hid Nikki's body in the fridge at his family-owned restaurant just 700 meters from his parents' home. Other evidence mentioned in the reports are the call records of the accused, showing their presence on the route taken by them to their village. Sahal's fingerprints on the fridge, the car, and the handwriting analysis of the signature on the marriage certificate. The police tracked down Sahal after a neighbor reported Nikki missing. And also, Nikki's father filed complaints on February 14th after he couldn't reach his daughter. After being tipped off about the murder, police sources claimed Sahal confessed during his questioning and revealed where he had hidden Nikki's body and arrested him after he confessed to the crime. The others were arrested on February 18th. Nikki's uncle, Praveen Yadav, has demanded that the case be heard in a fast-track court and urged Prime Minister Narendra Modi to hang the killer. Her father, Sunil Yadav, has also demanded the death penalty for Sahal. This definitely left the family heartbroken and devastated over the horrifying incident concerning Nikki. How many women continue to die like this out of selfishness? This question is left in the back of our minds as we truly want to put an end to those type of crimes for the protection of our mothers, sisters, and daughters. May Nikki Yadav rest peacefully in the bosom of Yah. A gruesome case that shocked the city and the borough of Queens, New York City on April 16, 2022. The married mother of two, Osoya Gal, 51, had been ruthlessly and brutally slashed by her throat and stabbed nearly 60 times in her home. Her dismembered body was dragged a half a mile away and dumped near to a popular walking path on Metropolitan Ave, Forest Park, in a hockey duffel bag in the early hours around 4 a.m. of Saturday morning. The killer, known as David Bonola, a 44-year-old from South Richmond Hill, had gone to Gal's home around 12:30 a.m. on April 16th. She had just come home from an evening out around the same time. Bonola, who had done work on her home on several occasions, went inside once she was there. The two started arguing over their relationship, as what Bonola told police after his arrest, which possibly led into the terrifying killing. The two allegedly had an intimate affair for around 2 years, and they broke it off sometime before she was killed, as Gal also employed him for odd jobs around her Juna Street home for a few years. He didn't live far away, they added, and NYPD officials said he knew where the spare key was hidden too. Gal's husband and one of her 2 sons were away for the weekend. The other son was home, but it was unclear if he heard the argument or the killing. Around 4:15 a.m., Bonola was captured on a nearby home security video wheeling a hockey duffel bag belonging to one of Gail's sons, according to the investigators. The bag, which contained Gail's poor body, that was found by a person with a dog just after 8 a.m. This heinous killing devastated an entire family, left 2 boys without a mother, and horrified the surrounding community. Queens District Attorney Melinda Katz said in a statement announcing the plea deal, "I want to thank my prosecutors for their exalted efforts in securing this plea." David Bonola was the sole suspect in Gail's killing. He pleaded guilty to manslaughter. He faces 25 years in prison and gave up his right to appeal his conviction. Bonola faces 5 years probation after his release. He would then face deportation. Also, he has been charged with second-degree murder, first-degree criminal tampering, and fourth-degree criminal possession of a weapon, sentenced on November 16th, 2022. Family betrayal feels like a double-edged sword, inflicting pain towards the very people who we're supposed to love. In this case, it's found that wounds never truly heal, forever altering the dynamic of love and trust. Why did Grant Amato murder his family? Is it because of his massive obsession? Well, let's together come to a conclusion. Grant Amato was the youngest son in a family full of successful professionals working in the medical field. He's an American murderer who was convicted of a famicide that occurred on the evening of January 24th, 2019, at their home in Seminole County, Florida. Before the murders occurred, night after night, Grant Amato logged into his family's computer to watch Sylvie, a Bulgarian webcam model whom he became infatuated with after losing his nursing job. He watched her model and dance for hours, paying thousands of dollars for access to Sylvie's sexual explicit videos and photos. Amato began stealing money from his family to keep watching the woman and give her the impression that he was wealthy and successful. Grant showered Sylvie with money and purchased her lingerie and toys for her to model in on her online shows. He himself eventually believed that he had a romantic relationship with Sylvie, which only fueled his out-of-control spending and obsessive behavior. In just a few months, Grant has spent over $200,000 of his family money on Sylvie. When Chad uncovered the massive spending and confronted his son, Grant admitted to how he spent the money. This prompted Cody, his brother, to pay for Grant to attend a $15,000 pornography addiction program at a luxury rehabilitation center after being frustrated and angry with Grant's crazy behavior. When Amato returned home from the facility in early January 2019, his father outlined a list of rules Amato needed to follow: get a job, go to therapy, and stop communicating with Sylvie. But it didn't stop him from communicating with the webcam model. When his father found out on January 24th, he was livid. He told Grant to pack his belongings and get out. This argument was revealed to be the deciding motive for the murders on this date. While his mother was on the computer, Grant shot her in the back of the head with the Jericho 941 pistol after he waited for his father to arrive home. Once he walked into the kitchen, Grant shot him twice. To convince Cody to come home after his nursing shift, he texted him using his father's number. Upon entering the door, Grant shot him dead, where he laid in a fetal position. Before leaving the house, Grant attempted to stage the crime as a murder-suicide, placing the gun by his brother's body. The next day, when Cody failed to come into work, his co-workers began to become concerned and called the police to request a wellness check. Police arrived at the murder scene at 9:17 a.m. Upon entering the home, police found a horrifying and gruesome scene. They later tracked him down and questioned Amato. Prosecutors alleged that he killed each one of his family members, and police arrested him for the murders a few days later. Ultimately, jurors found Amato guilty of the killings on July 31st, 2019. They rejected the death penalty, recommending instead that Amato be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Good evening, everyone. This is Yuri K, and this is the end of the video. Please leave a comment and let us know your opinions on the matter. If you happen to like this content, please check out our other videos. Make sure you like and share amongst your friends and family to help our community grow. You happen to be new to this channel? Please make sure you subscribe. It's free, and you can always change it in the future. You have some terrifying story suggestions? If so, make sure that you send it to my email, Fearofthedarkstories@gmail.com, and I'll feature it in a future segment. But you guys stay safe out there, and remember to always be afraid of the dark.